Good afternoon, all. Before I start off and have Inspector Formolo, who is the executive over the Criminal Investigation Bureau, speak about where we're at with this case, I'd just like to say a few words. As a law enforcement official, as a father, I'm bothered that we have not found Little Major yet. We have extended a lot of resources. We have put in effort that has been collaborative with other community members, police departments across the state, but we still are in the process of looking and finding any information that we can use to locate the whereabouts of Little Major. As I said again, I'm bothered by this, where we're at right now in regards to that we need information to assist us as we further this investigation. We need the community's help. We understand that we are information driven, and so any information that can be passed on to us will assist us in moving this case forward will be greatly appreciated. Thank you, and I'd like to introduce Inspector Formolo now.
Good afternoon. My name is Paul Formolo. I'm an inspector at the Milwaukee Police Department. I currently oversee the Criminal Investigation Bureau for the Milwaukee Police Department, which is currently the lead agency for this investigation. Right now, I'm just going to give a brief overview of where we're at and of what occurred to where we're at now. I'll cover some frequently asked questions, and then we'll answer some questions as well. On Thursday, October 14th, at approximately 6 a.m., Milwaukee police officers were dispatched to the 2600 block of North 37th Street. Upon arrival, officers located a deceased female, later identified as Mallery Muenzenberger. Evidence at the scene led investigators to a specific residence in the 2600 block of North 37th Street. Upon conducting a search of this residence and conducting interviews with the occupants of this residence, Jaheem, Jaheem Clarke, was developed as a person of interest. On Sunday, October 17th, 2021, Milwaukee police officers responded to an address in the 5400 block of North 41st Street to check for Jaheem Clarke. Shortly after the officers arrived, shots were fired from inside the residence. Officers subsequently located Jaheem Clarke inside the residence, deceased from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The Milwaukee Police Department believes that Mallery and her 3-year-old child, Major, arrived in Milwaukee sometime around October 9th, 2021, based upon interviews and evidence recovered at the residence in the 2600 block of North 37th Street. It was not known to the Milwaukee Police Department that Mallery was in the company of her 3-year-old son, Majorharris. This became known to us after we notified Mallery's family of her death. This notification took longer than normal due to the fact that Mallery is not from Milwaukee and that her identity had to be verified. After learning that Major was with Mallery in Milwaukee, we worked diligently to have an Amber Alert issued. As of this time, Major is still missing. The Milwaukee Police Department, along with numerous other local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, have conducted coordinated searches throughout the state and city. Right now, I'm going to refer to some frequently asked questions that have been coming to us through the media. And again, I'll take specific questions later after Arnita speaks. The relationship between Mallery and Mr. Clarke, at this time, we know that they were at least acquaintances. Don't know how long they've known each other at this point. Is there an active police search party taking place right now? We do not have a scheduled search party at this time. We are gathering more information and identifying areas to search as needed. When and where was Major last seen? Like I said, he was last seen on October 9th in the city of Milwaukee. We've been asked if police were conducting coordinated search in Dodge County. That is correct. The Milwaukee Police Department and several other agencies were following up on an investigative lead regarding Major, and obviously he was not found. We have been asked numerous times if Mr. Jaheem Clarke is now a suspect in the homicide of Mallery. I could say now, based on the additional information that we have obtained since listing him as a person of interest upon initially learning of Mallory's death, I am confident to say that we could consider Jaheem Clarke a suspect in her death. The cause of Mallory's death was determined to be multiple gunshot wounds to her body. And lastly, the Milwaukee Police Department is asking that anyone that has had contact with Jaheem Clarke from October 9th, 2021 to October 17th, 2021, or information of Major's whereabouts to contact the Milwaukee Police Department at 414-935-7360.
I got a phone call from the examiner's office telling me my son's cause of death. My son was shot in the head, a 3-year-old baby.
Y'all for real?
But listen here, all I heard was shooting, right? We over there shit on the block. I'm talking to the mom and shit. Here, stop. And I know where the other shit happened was a couple blocks from there, and I know how they is. So I'm thinking like, man, these niggas spend the block, right? She like, call him back somewhere there.
They got me caught.
I call it. She called in and was like, hey, where y'all at? We finna pull up. I'm like, oh, that's Jesus. I'm on that thing like, man, the car finna get popped off. They gonna think I said she was there.